Next, see the question number 48. Speed of two identical cars, u and 4u, at a specific instant. The ratio of the respective distances in which cars are stopped from the instant. Means this question is based on the stopping distance. Here, how much distance a car will be traveled when brakes are applied. Right. This is based on the stopping distance. Now, that distance how to find here? See there here. Stopping distance how to find here? Stopping distance means final velocity goes to be 0. Here initial velocity is there. Car is moving with certain velocity means initial velocity is there. After it will be stopped. That is called as a stopping distance. At that distance velocity becomes to be 0. Here also final velocity goes to be 0. But it is having the some initial velocity. U cannot be 0. V equal to 0. But acceleration is negative. Minus A. We can take the minus. Negative we can take. Because velocity is decreasing. Finally the car come to rest position. Means velocity decreasing means acceleration is negative. Here A equal to minus A. Means how much distance it will be traveled before stopping. They are asking. So here we use the kinematic equation V, U and S. The relation among V, U, S. Here that relation we know that already. Here V square minus U square is equal to 2S. This is a kinematic equation. So here V square is equal to 0 square minus U square is equal to 2. Here this is minus A, yes, negative. Why negative means velocity decrease means acceleration is negative. That is called as retardation also. So from this we can get as minus U square is equal to minus 2AS. Here minus minus cancel. Here what is here 2AS is equal to U square. Here from this S is equal to U square by 2A. This is called as a stopping distance. S is called as a stopping distance. S is equal to U square by A. This stopping distance is directly proportional to U square. Means they are asking in the question, here velocities U and 4U given, the ratio of the distances they are asking. Ratio of the respective distances. In simply we can written as S1 by S2, we can written as U1 square by U2 square. Here U1 given as U, next U2 given as 4U. You substitute these values here. So what we get here, S1 by S2 is equal to U square by 4U square. So U square by 16U square. U square is square getting cancelled. What we are getting here? 1 by 60. So from this S1 is S2 is equal to what we get here? 1 is to 16. Means the ratio of the respective distances of the cars, how much we are getting here? 1 is to 16. So which option is correct here? Fourth option is correct here. Here, see the next question. This is a very important model question here. The displacement x of a particle moving in a one direction, that represented with one equation, t is equal to root x plus 3, where x is in meter and t is in second. What is the displacement when velocity is 0? This point is important. When velocity is 0. Right? Here equation is what? Equation is given here. T is equal to root x plus 3. This equation is given. This equation I am modifying like that. Because I want to find the velocity. Velocity means change in the displacement. So first I want to find the x here. How to find the x here? Root x is equal to t minus 3. Can write like this. Here squaring on both sides. What we are getting here? X is equal to t minus 3 whole square. Here x is equal to t square minus 6t plus 9. I am expanding using a minus b formula. T square minus 6t plus 9. This is called as a displacement. But they are asking the displacement when the time is 0. What is the 0 here? Not time here. They are asking the displacement when its velocity is 0. So here x is equal to, we know that t square minus 6t plus 9. Here they are asking the displacement when its velocity is 0. So first we have to find the velocity. Because velocity we have to make the 0. So velocity v is equal to change in the displacement dx by dt. Differentiation of the x. X is equal to t square minus 6t plus 9 with respect to t. we have to differentiate this function with respect to t, because this represents the displacement. So differentiating with respect to t means t square differentiation is 2t. T square differentiation is 2t. Here minus 6 into t differentiation is 1. Here 9. 9 is a constant, differentiation is 0. X to the power of n differentiation, n into x to the power of n. T differentiation, or suppose we are differentiating with respect to x, means x differentiation is 1. Similarly, here differentiating with respect to t means t differentiation is 1. So v is equal to, we can get as 2t minus 6. But that velocity is 0 here. They are given condition when its velocity is 0. So v equal to 0. 0 is equal to 2t minus 6. Here 2t is equal to 6. T is equal to 6 by 2 is equal to 3 seconds. Time t is equal to 3 seconds, because time given in seconds. T is equal to 3 seconds. When time know that, here when the velocity is 0, time we are getting how much? 3 seconds. When the velocity is 0, when time is 3 seconds is there, velocity is 0. That time value we substitute here, we can get the displacement when velocity is 0. So here what is here? X is equal to, we know that already, t square minus 6t plus 9. Here when the velocity is 0, when the time becomes to be 3 seconds, the velocity is 0. That's the reason here, in order to find the displacement when velocity is 0, the time value we have to substitute here. X is equal to 3 square minus 6 into 3 plus 9, t equal to 3 seconds. Now this is, we can get as 18, this is 9 minus 18 plus 9. 9 plus 9, 18. 18 minus 18 is equal to 0. Means when the velocity is 0, automatically a displacement is 0. When the velocity is 0, time is equal to 3 seconds. At that time, the displacement also becomes to be 0. So which option is correct here? Fourth option is correct here. See this question. If p bar plus q bar is equal to p bar minus q bar, then the vector p bar and q bar are. This question many times they are asked in NEET exam also. Right. Here, before solving this question, I will explain some concept. Parallelogram law of vectors. In the parallelogram law of vectors, here, using the parallelogram law of vectors, how to make the addition of the two vectors. Here, two vectors I am consider a bar, another one is a b bar. Here, using this, we construct the parallelogram. This is represents the resultant vector. This resultant vector is called as a r bar. This r bar gives the addition of these two vectors. Addition means vector sum of these two vectors. R bar is equal to a bar plus b bar. This gives the addition. Now r bar is equal to a bar plus b bar. Now suppose here the angle between a bar and b bar is considered as a theta. The magnitude of r can be written as r is equal to under root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta, where theta is angle between a bar and b bar. Next, here see there, suppose this resultant vector r bar makes an angle alpha with a bar. See there, this resultant vector makes an angle alpha with a bar. In this case, tan alpha can be written as, tan alpha formula is here b sin theta by a plus b cos theta. These are the results of parallelogram law of vectors. This is tan alpha. Alpha is angle made by the resultant vector with a bar. Now tan alpha is equal to b sin theta by a plus b cos theta, when theta is angle between a bar and b bar. This is a method for making the what is here addition of two vectors, or vector sum of the two vectors. Now this is a vector sum of the two vectors we have to make using this concept here. Suppose how to make the subtraction. Here two vectors I am consider, one is a bar, another one is a b bar. Here this is resultant is r bar, we already know that. Right, that is we are written r bar is equal to a bar plus b bar. But here we are making the subtraction. Here vector subtraction. Now vector subtraction means this is extending in this here. This is here in this direction. B bar means opposite, means a negative b bar we are getting. Now the resultant of a bar and b bar is gives the r bar. That r bar can be written as r bar is equal to a bar plus minus B bar, or R bar is equal to A bar minus B bar. This is the R bar represents the subtraction of the vectors. Here R bar is represents the addition of vectors. So here this angle already we taken here, the angle between A bar and B bar is theta, means the angle between here A bar and minus B bar is 180 minus theta, because total 180. Here up to this one is what is a theta. This becomes to be what is here 180 minus theta. So from this we written as a resultant vector R bar is equal to A bar minus B bar. Here R, its magnitude can be written as under root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos, here angle between A bar and minus B bar is 180 minus theta. So R is equal to what we are getting here, A square plus B square minus 2AB cos theta. Cos 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. This is the magnitude of the R bar when making the subtraction. When making the addition, here R is equal to under root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. When making the subtraction, R is equal to under root of A square plus B square minus 2AB cos theta. Similarly, direction also how to find here. Here suppose it makes an angle. Here this is I am considered as alpha dash with A bar. Now tan alpha dash, or suppose it can consider beta for easily understanding. So tan beta can be written as a, here what is here, B sin theta by, same we can write B sin theta by A plus B cos, but angle is 180 minus theta. So what we are getting, tan beta is equal to B sin theta by A minus B cos theta. We already know that this concept, but once again I am recalling this concept here. Using this concept we solve this problem. Here in this problem, which concept we are using here? When adding the magnitude of the vector, we are getting here A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. When subtracting magnitude of the vector, we are getting magnitude of the resultant vector R is equal to, we are getting under root of A square plus B square minus 2AB cos theta. This concept we are using for solving of this problem. Okay, right, this is a concept we are using for solving of this problem here. Now we can solve this problem here. See here what is the given condition? If mod P bar plus Q bar is equal to mod P bar minus Q bar, means P bar plus Q bar is a resultant of the two vector. When adding, when subtracting, P bar minus Q bar. We know that here this is the magnitude of the resultant vector formula. Here suppose R bar is equal to A bar plus B bar. The magnitude means mod R bar is equal to R is equal to, we get as under root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Right, this is a R bar is equal to, mod R bar is equal to R, but this mod R bar nothing but what is here, mod A bar plus B bar, or mod A bar plus B bar is equal to under root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Suppose mod A bar minus B bar means A square plus B square minus 2AB cos theta we can get here. Similarly, here also I am writing here mod A P bar plus Q bar can be written as here under root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. Over. Right, this is mod P bar minus Q bar, subtraction. P square plus Q square here coming as minus 2PQ cos theta. Here squaring on both sides. P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta is equal to P square plus Q square minus 2PQ cos theta. Here Q square cancel, P square cancel. Taking here, what we are getting here? 2PQ cos theta, 2PQ cos theta. So 4PQ cos theta is equal to 0. This is taking here, that becomes to be 0. Means remaining is cos theta is equal to 0. Cos theta is equal to 0 means theta is equal to how many degrees? 90 degrees. Theta is equal to 90 degrees. What is the meaning of theta is equal to 90 degrees? Theta is equal to 90 degrees means theta is the angle between A bar and B bar. Or here two vectors, what is given? P bar and Q bar. So theta is the angle between P bar and Q bar. The angle between the P bar and Q bar is theta is equal to how much degrees here? This is theta is equal to 90 degrees. 90 degrees means P bar and Q bar is perpendicular to each other. Here first option is parallel to each other is not correct. Inclined at 45 degrees also not correct. Third option, this is a perpendicular to each other is correct here. Fourth option, inclined 60 degrees with each other also wrong here. Means which option is correct here? Third option is correct here. Next, see the question number 55. If the angle between two vectors of equal magnitude is P given, P is theta. Means equal magnitude given, the angle between them also given theta. The magnitude of resultant vector they are asking. Means we know that according to the parallelogram law, we know that here formula R, magnitude of the resultant vector R bar is equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. But the magnitude of the two vectors of equal magnitude is P given. Means A equal to B equal to P given. A equal to B. That are the magnitude of the two vectors. That value is given as P. Angle is theta is given. Here also theta is there. No problem at all. Angle theta is same. So R is equal to under root of P square plus P square plus 2P into P cos theta. We can write like this. So R is equal to under root of 2P square plus 2P square cos theta. P into P square. Here from this, the resultant vector R is equal to under root of 2P square into 1 plus cos theta. So from this resultant vector R is equal to, here we can get as a under root of 2P square into 1 plus cos theta is 2 sin square theta by 2. Here 1 minus cos theta is 2 cos square theta by 2. Here 1 plus cos theta is 2 sin square theta by 2. So R is equal to under root of 4P square sin square theta by 2. Okay. Here 4P square sin square theta by 2. 2 into 2, 4. Here under root of this one, what we are getting here? 4P square under root is 2P. Sin square theta by 2 under root is sin theta by 2. So resultant vector, what we are getting here? 2P sin theta by 2. So which option is correct here? Second option is correct here. This question is based on the parallelogram law of vectors. In the two vectors having the same magnitude, angle is given. Directly we can substitute in this formula. We can get as an answer R is equal to 2P sin theta by 2. Here remember the formula, 1 plus cos theta is 2 sin square theta by 2. 1 minus cos theta is 2 cos square theta by 2. When knowing the formula, we can find easily answer. That answer is 2P sin theta by 2. So which option is correct here? Second option is correct here. See the question number 58. Which of the following sets of forces acting simultaneously on a particle keep it in equilibrium? What is the equilibrium? Equilibrium means the net force acting on the particle is 0. Net force acting on a particle is 0. That is called as a equilibrium. Suppose three forces are acting on the particle. Here net force means, suppose this is a one particle is a, three forces are acting here. F1 bar, another one is a F2 bar, F3 bar. The condition for to keep the body or particle, this is a body or particle in the equilibrium. The condition is net force is 0, means F1 bar plus F2 bar plus F3 bar is equal to 0. This is a condition for equilibrium of forces. Equilibrium of the forces or equilibrium of the forces, or another way we are saying that to keep the particle in the equilibrium. This is a condition. Now here, but for solving of this problem, I will give the one simple condition. Using this condition, this type of problem you can solve the easily. Here, what is that condition here? Suppose three sets are given. How to solve this type of problem? Here, which of the following sets of forces acting simultaneously on a particle keep in equilibrium? When three sets are given, how to solve this type of problem? Here, what is here? Three forces are given here to keep the particle in the equilibrium. See that one condition I am giving here. Using this condition, we can directly solve this problem. Here, that is one easy technique is there. The technique is that here that condition or that technique is sum of any two forces. Any two, the three, any two we can consider. Sum of any two forces should be greater than, or not only forces, any two vectors. Generally you can generalize this one. Any two vectors. Sum of any two vectors here should be greater than. Sum of any two forces should be greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to third one. This condition we can apply. Then we can easily solve this problem. Sum of any two vectors should be greater than or equal to third one. See there, any two vectors you can consider. First set I am consider 3 Newton, 5 Newton, 10 Newton. First set. First I am consider these two. First set I am consider 3 Newton, 5 Newton, 10 Newton. First these two consider here. 3 Newton plus 5 Newton. Here what is there? We are getting the 8 Newton. 8 Newton is not greater than, it is less than 10 Newton. Automatically this is wrong. Here we can consider any, you can check it, any two here. Suppose 3 Newton, 5 Newton, 8 Newton we are getting. 8 Newton is less than the 10 Newton, means less than the third one. So automatically this is wrong. Here, next come to the second one. Here see that, next come to the second one here. 4 Newton plus 7 Newton. Here 4 Newton plus 7 Newton. Here anyone we are checking means automatically that option is wrong here. 4 Newton plus 7 Newton is equal to 11 Newton. 11 Newton is less than the 12 Newton. Here condition is sum of any two vectors should be greater than. But here less than. Less than means this is also not keeping equilibrium. This is also not keeping equilibrium because this is also less than 10 Newton. Now come to the third option here. Third option you can observe here. 2 Newton, 6 Newton, 5 Newton. Suppose first to these two consider. 2 Newton plus 6 Newton is equal to 8 Newton. 8 Newton greater than the 5 Newton. One condition is over. Next we can check these two. First these two is over. Next these two. 6 Newton plus 5 Newton is equal to 11 Newton. It is also greater than, remaining one is 2 Newton. These two consider means remaining 2 Newton is there. Next this final, these two we can consider. Remaining is 6 Newton is there. So what is there? 2 Newton plus 5 Newton is equal to 7 Newton. 7 Newton is greater than the 6 Newton. Remaining is 6 Newton is there. Okay. See there. Here sum of any two vectors should be greater than to third one. That condition is satisfied by third option. So third option is right. We can check the fourth option also. The fourth option also we can check here. I am checking here fourth option. See there. Here 5 Newton, comma 8 Newton, comma 1 Newton. These two consider. 5 Newton plus 8 Newton is equal to 13 Newton. 13 Newton is greater than 1 Newton. One condition is satisfied. Next come to these two. 8 Newton plus 1 Newton is equal to 9 Newton is greater than 5 Newton. Second condition also satisfied. These two over. Next we can come to these two. 5 Newton and 1 Newton. Here 5 Newton plus 1 Newton is equal to almost 6 Newton. But 6 Newton is what is it? Less than 8 Newton. These two satisfied. But last one is not satisfied. So fourth option also wrong. Means which option is correct here? Third option is correct here. It can satisfy for any two vectors we are considered. That two vectors should always greater than the third one. Condition is satisfied by the this what is here? Third option. Means this set of the forces satisfy that condition. That's the reason this set of forces are. See the next question number 59. If a P bar plus Q bar is equal to R bar and P bar minus Q bar is equal to S bar, then R square plus S square equal to. See there. This problem we can solve using the addition of vectors and subtraction of vectors. From the addition of vectors, P bar plus Q bar is equal to R bar, we know that. Here R bar is a sum of the two vectors P bar and Q bar. So r bar is equal to p bar plus q bar. The magnitude of r bar can be written as r is equal to under root of p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. Now squaring on both sides, we can written as r square is equal to p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. This is the r square value. When squaring this one, we can get the r square value. Similarly, we can written as from the subtraction of vectors p bar minus q bar is equal to s bar. Here s bar is equal to p bar minus q bar. From the subtraction of vectors, here s is equal to can be written as under root of p square plus q square minus 2pq cos theta. Here also squaring on both sides, s square is equal to p square plus q square minus 2pq cos theta. This is we are getting as a r square value. This is we are getting as a s square value. Here r square plus s square value they are asking in this problem. Here r square plus s square value, how to find here? I want to find the r square plus s square. Here r square plus s square means r square plus s square is equal to here p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta plus s square. This is the r square value. This is the s square value is equal to p square plus q square minus 2pq cos theta. Here plus or minus cancel. Plus or minus cancel means remaining is how much here? R square plus s square is equal to p square plus b square is 2p square. Q square plus q square is equal to 2q square. So r square plus s square is equal to we are getting as a 2 into p square plus q square. So which option is right here? Third option is right here. This problem we are solving using the vectors addition and vectors subtraction. Here vectors addition formula we are applying, vector subtraction formula applying. From this we can get the r square and s square values. But in the problem they are asking r square plus s square value. When calculating the r square plus s square, we can get as a 2 into p square plus q square. So which option is correct here? Third option is correct here.